Hello everybody. I am Dr. Neeta Chauhan from Bharati Vidyapeeth Homeopathic Medical College from the Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology. Today we are going to see a corrosive poison, prussic acid. From the group of corrosives, one classification is vegetable acid. From that, it belongs to the prussic acid, or it is also known as hydrocyanic acid or hydrogen or cyanide poisoning. Its sources are bitter almond, peach, or groundnuts. Whatever the food we eat regularly, that almond or the peach or the groundnuts, that are not the actual its sources, but when it becomes bitter or taste bitter, or very old almonds which taste bitter, these are the mainly its sources. So these are the bitter almonds. Then the peach, if it is become bitter, or the groundnuts which taste a little bit of bitterness, it produces the poisoning effect. So vegetable acid poison, prussic acid, mainly its class is vegetable. As we have seen, its sources is bitter almond, groundnut and peach. Mainly it exists in the form of glucoside amylgladine, which is actually harmless. It is present in this format of the glucoside, but when enzyme emulsion hydrolyzes it, then it liberates the harmful hydrocyanic acid. Then and then only it becomes poisonous. So when it enters in the body, it produces certain action. That action is, it acts by inhibition of cytochrome oxidase system of the oxygen utilization in the cell. So that is its main action. That when the cyanide in any form, whether it is a directly prussic acid or the hydrocyanogen or the cyanide, so when it enters in the body, it inhibits, that means it stops the cytochrome oxidase system of the oxygen utilization within that cell. So that means automatically the cell dies, and when cell dies, automatically the organ dies and the system dies. So it is actually a colorless gas which is having a penetrating odor. A liquid hydrocyanic acid is highly volatile colorless fluid. So usually it is used in cases of a fumigation. Then when it enters in the body, it produces certain signs and symptoms. So when a pure acid is inhaled or the pure gas is inhaled, it produces immediate effect. So inhalation of the gas results in an instantaneous death. So usually it is associated with the convulsive movements and froth at the mouth. So that effect occurs within a 1 to 2 minutes. So that much instantaneous death is there. When a large dose of liquid hydrocyanic acid is followed, the symptoms usually occur at once, but in some cases there is an interval of about 1 minute only. So that much shorter period is there. So when a liquid hydrocyanic acid is followed, so it requires some time to produce a symptomatology, but that period is very small, that is of the 1 minute. With a small dose, the individual first experiences a headache, confused state, giddiness, nausea, and some loss of muscular power. So you can see that these symptoms are produced because of the lack of oxygen. So when there is a lacking of oxygen, that we have seen that the action is, it inhibits the cytochrome oxidase system of the oxygen utilization in the cell. So when the cells are not getting any oxygen supply, it produces, first experience is of the headache. That means when the brain is not getting proper oxygen supply, so immediately it starts producing headache. Then it produces the confused state of mind with giddiness, and then the nausea, and some loss of muscular power will occur. Then there is a characteristic smell of bitter almond may be noticed in the mouth and in the breath. It may be produces some violent convulsions. So as there is oxygen lacking, the body produces violent convulsions before the person or the patient loses his consciousness and he dies. There appears a fine froth at the mouth. By ingestion of cyanide salts means this hydrocyanic acid when combines with the alkalis or with some salts like sodium or the potassium or the mercury, it produces sodium cyanide or mercury cyanide or potassium cyanide. So these cyanide salts, when it is get ingested, It produces symptoms after 10 to 15 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes, as it has to get acted upon by HCl of the gastric juice to liberate hydrocyanuric acid. That means when the cyanide salts are get ingested, they goes into the stomach, and the gastric juice of the stomach, it has hydrochloric acid. That cyanide salts get combined with that hydrochloric acid, and then it produces or it liberates a hydrocyanuric acid, and then the poisoning effect starts. So that's why when it is a case of a cyanide salt ingestion, it requires a time of 10 to 20 minutes. Then the symptom starts as a giddiness, dyspnea, dilated and fixed pupils, that is because of the again oxygen lacking, and convulsion movement starts. There is a loss of muscular power. Then it produces the corrosions on the mouth, throat, stomach. Then there will be severe epigastric pain along with the vomiting. Because of the oxygen lacking, there is a cyanosed phase. Then as there are convulsive movements, so there is a tightly clenched jaw, then it produces froth at the mouth. There will be spasmodic respiration. Spasmodic respiration, that means the person is grasping for the respiration, it produces the spasmodic movement. So there is a spasmodic respiration, pulse become very low, so there is an imperceptible pulse, and death results from the respiratory paralysis. Prussic acid has a fatal dose. Usually, if the pure acid is taken, 50 to 60 milligram of a prussic acid, pure acid is the fatal. 30 drops of pharmacopoeial preparation, 60 drops of crude oil of bitter almond, fatal period. Death in some cases in immediate, but the average period may be taken about 2 to 10 minutes for hydrocyanuric acid. So that means it is immediate when it is a pure acid or the gas is inhaled, or pure acid is ingested, and it is taken as an average 2 to 10 minutes when it is a case of a cyanide salts. Then in case of a treatment, so here the basic aim of the treatment is that to reverse the cyanide cytochrome combination. As we have seen, the basic action is inhibition of the cytochrome oxidase system of the oxygen utilization in the cell, and here we have to reverse that combination. So for that purpose, main aim is to reverse the cyanide cytochrome combination. So how will we achieve that? Because it is acting at the cell level, so we have to reach over there, not to the system or not even to the organ, we have to reach to the cell level. So it is achieved by converting that hemoglobin to the methemoglobin. Methemoglobin. So for that, to the cell, what is easily possible to reach? First is the oxygen, on second one it is the blood. So from through the blood we can change the hemoglobin pattern into the methemoglobin, so that the cyanide will be get combined with that methemoglobin to form a cyan-methemoglobin, which is a non-toxic compound. So that means when we convert the hemoglobin into methemoglobin, that blood reach to the cell where the cyanide is acting. So there, by reaching, that cyanide get combined with the methemoglobin which we are given, or which we produced or convert hemoglobin into methemoglobin. That methemoglobin reaches over there and it combines with the cyanide and it forms a cyan-methemoglobin. That compound, it is a non-toxic, so it gets excreted afterwards. So for this purpose we require to give intravenous 50 ml of 1% sterile aqueous solution of methylene blue as an antidote. It converts the hemoglobin into methemoglobin, which combines with the free cyanide and thus removing it from the reaction. Then two 20 ml ampoules of 1.5% dicobalt tetracimate are injected intravenously, which is followed by 20 ml of 50% glucose should be given. Then the next it is intravenous hydroxycobalamin 50 mg per kg to combine with the cyanide and form cyanocobalamin, which is get excreted in the urine. Then in case of a cyanide salt poisoning, the gastric lavage should be done by 5% solution of sodium thiosulfate. So the gastric lavage should be done, we are getting that much time of the 2 to 10 minutes. So within that period, you have to complete the gastric lavage procedure by using the sodium thiosulfate. In a poisoning by inhalation of hydrocyanuric acid gas, patient should be removed from the source of contamination immediately. And then there, the artificial respiration should be given with the 100% oxygen. We have to give the forcefully oxygen supply to that person because his oxygen utilization at the cell level is hampered. So for that purpose, we have to give the forceful artificial respiration, and again it is with the 100% oxygen. Then intravenous sodium nitrate should be given and sodium thiosulfate as necessary, and with the repetition, if the symptoms reappear, then and then only we have to give the repetition. Then in mercury cyanide poisoning or any other salt or the cyanide poisoning, injection of BAL is required. So BAL, that is the British anti-levisite, we have seen in the antidote whenever there is a mercury or the metal poisoning, like the mercury or the any metal poisoning is there, as a chelating agent we are using the BAL. So that is the British anti-levisite. So when there is a mercury cyanide poisoning, here it requires to give the BAL as an injection. So now we will see the postmortem appearance in case of a prussic acid. So first it is the external and then the internal. So these are mainly of the signs of asphyxia. Externally there is a smell of bitter ailment from the body. The face, lips, body surface frequently shows irregular pink patches. Skin is livid or cyanosed. Nails are blue. Then there appears a fine froth at the mouth. So because of the respiratory symptoms, the person is not able to get the proper respiration, and ultimately it produces the cyanosis and it ends into the fine froth after the death. So there is a fine froth at the mouth. Eyes are looking bright and glistening. So that bright and glistening appearance occurs because of the whenever there is a lacking of oxygen, it produces this type of eyes. So the bright and glistening appearance of the eyes with prominent dilated pupils, so that is after death. Then the postmortem staining, it is again the pink. Rigor mortis sets early if the convulsions have been there. So if the person is suffering from the convulsions during his life period because of the prussic acid, in that case the rigor mortis gets sets early and it remains thereafter. Then now we will see the internal appearance. Again, once you open the abdominal cavity or the cavities, so there will be this, as soon as you open you will get the smell of bitter almond. It is in the stomach, even in the serous cavity and in the brain. Mucous membrane of the stomach, it looks pink. Blood stained froth in the trachea and in the bronchi. Brain and meninges appears hyperemic, as because of again the oxygen lacking, it becomes a hyperemic. Petechial hemorrhages occur at the pleura, pericardium, brain, meninges and lungs. So there are the small tiny capillaries get break because of the lacking of the oxygen. Their tiny capillaries breaks up and it produces the small, very small hemorrhagic spots. So these are the petechial hemorrhage which you can see in the pleura, even in the pericardium, in the brain, meninges and even in the lungs. In a cyanide salt poisoning, gastric mucosa may be break red to the brown color. It is depending upon the cyanide or the salts which are combined with that prussic acid. In that cases, the gastric mucosa looks like a brick red towards the brownish color. Then the stomach contains frank or altered blood from the erosion and hemorrhages in its wall. Now we will see the medico-legal aspects. So usually the prussic acid, whether it is a suicidal, homicidal or accidental. So we will see first, homicidal, it is a rare because of its smell and the taste of that penetrating smell and the taste. It is not possible to use for the homicidal purpose, but it can be used for the cattle poisoning. And the symptoms are appearing very fast, so it is not possible to use a homicidal. Accidental, occasionally when it is used for the fumigation and disinfection, and if the proper care is not taken, at that time the accidental poisoning can be occurred. And now the suicidal. Cyanides and its salts are commonly used as a suicidal agent because of its easy availability. So it is used as a, why it is said, that it is used commonly, or prussic acid is also known as ideal choice of poison for the suicidal purpose. So it is because the prussic acid completes all its requirements, as usually it is easily available, then it is very cheap, it produces a very uh, symptom, it is easily digestible, it is easily eatable, and it produces the symptoms within a very short period. That means its fatal period is very short. So for this purpose, prussic acid is said as a choice of poison. So it is usually used for the suicidal purpose mainly than the homicidal and the accidental. Thank you.